Friends and lovers, welcome back to another exciting episode of Modern Massacre. Today we're playing some spicy new includes and a little deck that Connor and I, of course Connor being one of my Commander Carnage compatriots, have been workshopping. This we're calling Creator Eldrazi, and it's because it's using these great new War of the Spark cards, the star of the show, Ugin the Ineffable, makes our colorless cards cost 2 less to cast, gives us card advantage, and destroys colored permanents. This is everything we want, including making the real star of the show, Karn the Great Creator, cheaper. So, Karn is a 4-mana planeswalker. He starts with 5 loyalty. Importantly, abilities of artifacts, activated abilities of artifacts your opponents control can't be activated, and he lets you tutor 4 artifacts in your sideboard. So this is very powerful. We get to make a bunch of mana off of just Tron things. Oh, this one. Yeah. Oh, that's the best art. And in order to back this all up, because Karn is a fragile little planeswalker and can get beat down, we are playing a bunch of Eldrazi. We have 3 Eldrazi mimics, the complete complement of Matter Reshapers and Eternal Scourges, a complete complement of Thought-Knot Seers and Reality Smashers as well. And we have 2 Endless Ones, which can just implode people with Eldrazi Mimic. Also allows us to deploy early game blockers for Karn. We have 3 Expedition Map to help us find our important lands, be those Eldrazi Temples, Tron lands, Mutavaults, or Blast Zones, because now we have a tutorable Ratchet Bomb type effect in the main deck, which is very nice. And we have 3 copies of Dismember for general removal, and All is Dust because it doesn't destroy any of our things. It's a one-sided Wrath. Now, let's get to where this gets exciting. Here is our sideboard. Our sideboard is all artifacts, so it's all tutorable by Karn. You might be familiar with this concept as the Wish board, and we never bring anything in games 2 and 3. We always want to be able to tutor for the effects that we need. So what do we have? We have a walking ballista for small creatures to deal the last few points of damage if we need to. This card has proved very good in testing against things like Hornet Queens, against decks like Infect. Very, very good card to have around. We have a Chalice of the Void. Importantly, we can Karn for this and play it on 0, which completely stops the Living End decks. It stops Summoner's Pact from being cast, which is a very big thing. I did have an opponent in testing try to Hive Mind Pact me, and of course the pacts got countered, and I didn't die. We have Wormcoil Engine, which is a classic Tron move against aggressive decks. It's a 6/6 lifelink that leaves 2 bodies around, one of which also has lifelink. Additionally, against aggressive decks, we have Batterskull, which is another lifelink threat. It's also very good against mid-range decks. And Spellskite is a great blocker. It allows us to divert things like Lightning Bolt from Karn so that we can keep going. We'll skip over this for now. We have Witchbane Orb, which protects us against Valakut. It protects us against Grapeshot. It protects us against Lightning Bolts. Crucible of Worlds allows us to get our lands back, so when people try to shut us off Tron, we say, no sir, not today. Thorn of Amethyst makes non-creatures cost more. We don't care. We have 1,000,000 mana when we get going, and a lot of our cards are creatures. Defense Grid makes it harder for our fair opponents to interact with us. Torpor Orb shuts off ETB triggers, so this will stop, I don't know if anybody's still playing Kitchen Finks or Redcap combo. It will stop a lot of the things that Humans is trying to do. There's a lot of great hits for this. Sorcerer's Spyglass allows us to shut off Planeswalkers, allows us to shut off things like the old Grizzle Boy, because Green Shoal Brand is a thing that people are still trying to do after the London Mulligan was taken off. Oblivion Stone as an all-purpose sweeper, kind of an emergency eject button, and it works very well at that. Tormod's Crypt and Grafdigger's Cage as additional sort of graveyard hate. This also hates things like Collected Company. and it complements our main deck, Relic of Progenitus, quite well. This deck is sweet. In testing, it's won a lot of games. It kind of feels like the most degenerate fair deck that I've played in a long time. And we're going to run a league with it. Don't forget, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe to The Other Coast Games for more high-quality modern content. And we'll see you in match 1. Here we go, logging into our first match of our Modern League with colorless creator Eldrazi. This one I'm hoping goes well. I've done a number of practice leagues. Some of them went very well, some of them went not so much. This deck seems to be very good against mid-range and fair strategies, as you would expect for Tron, but it's not as explosive as traditional Tron, so you lack the sort of punch. Yeah, we'll keep. Our opponent's on a Mulda 6. We are against Taku 123. They have kept their Mulda 6. Let's see what we are up against. This hand's underwhelming. It's slow. We are against Basic Plains Pass. Well, there's at least a turn 1 play. It's something we can cycle for a card if we need to. What does Plains Go mean? There's no point in me putting no possible play because I'm always going to have a possible play with this. Sheffet Dunes? Alright. Eldrazi Temple. No, but an expedition map is not bad. Let's go ahead and Blast Zone, play this expedition map. And we'll pass. We probably will cycle this relic and end a turn. What are we up against? There's a Ghost Quarter. Okay, is this like some sort of taxes? Well, let's cycle this, because I doubt there's going to be any need for it. Ugin the Ineffable. Well, let's go ahead and play this Wastes. We're just going to pass. We're definitely not going to be putting Tron online next turn, but one, we don't have the lands. Two, this Ghost Quarter is going to stop us. Is this some sort of Taxes build that is just not... Is this mono white lands? Like, what is this deck? It is a Taxes deck. And we find no lands. Okay. Good to know. Good to know indeed. We find no basics. Okay. We have been stifled, but we're not dead in the water yet. Wish we had this a little earlier. Gideon Blackblade. Indestructible, that's still a Planeswalker. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and dismember... No. We're gonna dismember Gideon Blackblade. Like, we need to draw a land. That's okay. What does this give him? Vigilance, Lifelink, or Indestructible. Sure. That's fine. Come on in. Oh. Okay. We are stuck on lands. Oh, it's Eldrazi taxes? Okay. Probably take Matter Reshaper, right? I imagine that's what they do. We could take Ugin, but we're so far off of casting Ugin. Yeah, Matter Reshaper is the correct choice. There's another Ghost Quarter. Alright, we're just going to concede. Okie dokie. So, we know we're up against death and taxes of some form. We got Mind Sensor locked pretty hard there. Only playing 2 basics, we had very little, and having one of them out, we had very little chance to hit off of those Ghost Quarters. I could have killed the Mind Sensor, but I feel like we die to that Gideon very quickly. We had opportunities to draw lands, we just did not get them. So let's see what we happen to come across in game 2. Alright, we would love to play first. What do we got? We got early game goings on. Maybe we can keep this. I think it does reasonable enough against a pretty fair deck. Really, we're going to play creatures on curve. Our opponent has taken a mull to 6. They're looking at their 6 and keeping it. Alright, let's Tower Pass. We could draw like an Eldrazi Temple, which makes this hand very, very good. They are on basic planes and pass. I like this planes art. This is a good one. What do we draw? Reality Smasher is less good. But let's put our pressure on the board and keep going. Here's a Ghost Quarter. That's fine for now. What do we draw? An Urza's Mine. Well, let's go ahead, play the mine. We'll run out this Matter Reshaper. This way we get to attempt to attack them for 3. Matter Reshaper. If it gets path, it gets us a land. If it gets blocked or has to block, it'll likely get us a land. Opponent is going to hit my tower. I would love to go ahead and find a wastes. So this is fine. Our opponent has put themselves down a land. They do not have another Ghost Quarter, so we will get to resolve this Thought-Knots here. Oh, wow, they did just cut us off Tron. I'm going to go to combat first. I want to grow this Eldrazi Mimic, but I also want to bait out any removal in combat. See, there's the path. And now we get to play this Thought-Knots here. In theory, unencumbered. They have another path. Wow. Okay, so draw your card and then I'll take whatever the best card in your hand is. They have a Thought-Knot. They have a Damping Sphere and a Gideon's Triumph. They have enough land that they're going to be able to play this Thought-Knot. Let's go ahead and let's take the Triumph. I don't think I care so much about putting Tron online. We're just going to put Ugin down next turn. And we're going to start making 2/2s. Our opponent has played their planes, and here's Damping Sphere. Ooh. Change of plans. Yeah. Become a 5/5 Eldrazi Mimic. Let's put our opponent to 5. Basically sounding the end for them. There's the scavenger grounds. Here comes the thought nuts here. So I think they have to take our reality smasher or they die. Yeah. Which is fine. Okay, we have one game 2. Let's hope we can pull it together for game 3. Our opponent is going to be on the play, notably for game 3. Just going to give them a bit of an advantage to try to get out ahead of us with their mind sensors and ghost quarters and stuff. Now that hand has no lands. This hand has lands. Do I want a Thought Knot? I think so. Turn 1 Shuffle Tunes for our opponent. We will put down a tower and pass. Because there is a chance that we just draw into the next Tron. I mean, our opponent might have like Damping Sphere or Ghost Quarters or what have you in hand. There's a Ghost Quarter. Okay. There's a Matter Reshaper. That's a decent curve. Our opponent's probably going to wait to try to mind sensor us. They might get nervous here and Ghost Quarter our tower. They do. So we'll find a wastes. Next turn we get to at least play Matter Reshaper, which will be what we go for. Opponent on double Shepherd Dunes. Dismember. That's very good. Let's make our Mimic grow. We do still need a land. We need a land for the magic to start happening. Opponent is going to set it up for us. Oh, Gideon's Triumph. Okay, sure. Not a path. That's okay. Opponent on another land. Is this a Gideon Blackblade? Because that will basically be forced to dismember. Declaration in Stone. Sure, okay. Do we draw a land? No, we've drawn a relic. Well, let's try to draw a land. And playing this relic could be very bad, because they might go Mind Sensor Ghost Quarter. There's Gideon Blackblade. That's fine. It can't attack us, and we can kill it. If we draw a land, especially. No, we've drawn a Reality Smasher. Well, we've got to cycle this. Expedition map. Yeah, that's fine. That finds us a land. We have a kill for Gideon here. Opponent has found the scavenger grounds. They're going to go to combat. I think we fire this off. Dismember lines up really well against this 4-mana Planeswalker. Not 4 mana, 4 power, 4 toughness Planeswalker. Cool card. I love the art on Gideon Blackblade. Now we're going to be in a tense staring contest with our opponent. Because I don't want to fire off this expedition map into open mana. Whew. Let's see what we're up against. Let's see what we're working with. Opponent is running out their bird. Do they have bird path? They do have Bird Path. Okay. We'll try. We do not find. And we get to take... Oh, definitely take that Gideon. Like, we have other plays, so we're not completely put out. No, they have a Plains and a Day of Judgment that they don't really want to fire off. Okay, that is that same art. Our best draw is any land. Thought not. That was a good draw for our opponent. It's a very good draw for our opponent. Phone going off. What do they take? Probably Smasher? Right? Yeah, that's fine. So we know they have a Day of Judgment in hand. Oh, okay. We're making progress. I do want to hold on to this expedition map because we have Ugin. They know that we have Ugin. So we can then like Ugin, kill the Mind Sensor. I will gladly block. We'll put that on the battlefield. What do we draw? Awkwardly, the third map. Let's run out Eternal Scourge. I will crack off one of these maps here and a turn. Because I will die to the Save and Mind Sensor. It's really got to go. Let's hit in the top 4. Hey, that's pretty good. Play this. Let's play our Ugin. And let's draw a card effectively. Ooh, a Reality Smasher. That ain't bad. Oh, I suppose we get to play that for free. This takes some attention off of our life total. Path. Sure. So they probably kill my Ugin this turn now. Yeah, that's fine. And it's not really fine. I'm going to stay back on blocks. So my opponent has used 2 paths, a Declaration in Stone, and a Gideon's Triumph. I'm going to add a counter to Blast Zone this turn, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Shepherd Dunes. Okay. They just want to trade? I'll gladly make this trade and draw a card. I need to make the trade. And Mutavault doesn't do a huge amount. put a charge counter on it. Where's this tower? Well, we have to survive this turn. We have to survive this turn. Okay. Can't imagine they have, like, indestructible granting effects. They didn't crack their Shepherd tunes. I would like to put a charge counter on my blast zone. I'll also just try now to filter out some lands. Now let's see. Karn. Ho ho ho! Power plant. Let's play Karn. Let's play a big old walking ballista. We'll go ahead and go for 3. I want to be able to crack this blast zone in case they have some way to interfere. Whew. Whew, Karn, thank you for showing up to the party, good sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we just need to deal with what they play here. Day of Judgment. Oh. Oh ho ho. Sir. Can I introduce you? Just make sure the way is clear. What is our opponent holding? Some Gideons that'll just get blown up? There's an Aven Mind Sensor. Okay. So now we're not going to lattice lock them. Actually, I think we are, right? 1 to 3. Crack it. Find a Mycosynth Lattice. Play Mycosynth Lattice. Our opponent can't do anything anymore. They are hard locked. And there we go. 1-0 after a pretty tense match there. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, we're coming back for match 2 with creator Eldrazi. Thankfully, that last match we were able to put it together. Our opponent was running out of steam, and Karn Boy came to save the day. This hand's good. This hand's real good, I think. Our opponent's on a mull to 6. Urban Anathema. I thought that was unbanned Anathema. I was like, what is this Anathema that's banned that needs to be unbanned? Our opponent is on a mull to 5. We are on the, albeit a little late, the double hand disruption hand. Let's see what we're up against. Oh, also on Tron. Okay. So we're going to get to take their payoffs. Ooh, there's a Karn too. Oh, that's good. So I'm going to bring open the revealed window here, because they're going to go Stirrings, I imagine. they're going to go ahead and find Tron. We're going to do it first. So we need a tower. They need to go ahead and get a power plant. I kind of wish when I rented the cards for this deck that I paid attention to the arts and the borders for the Tron lands, but that's okay. Now, we only need to pay 4. We're on a much more fair version of the deck. What do they have for a payoff? They have a Eugene. They have an Oblivion Stone. We're going to take the O Stone, and we're going to play a 3/3 Endless one. Because they can't cast Ugin next turn, and we get to take it from them. We actually get to take it from them and cast Karn. Ooh. Ooh, yes sir. Okay, there's a relic. They're probably going to cycle it immediately. Yeah. That's fine. We know the power plant's out of their hand. They drew a Chrome Star. They're going to crack it. Because they can play the Expedition map. They have a few unknowns in hand. That's quite okay. Because we now get to... Hold on, 1, 2... Oh! Oh no! We get to do it all! Just Ugin, and a bunch of lands. We get to hit them for 12 this turn. Bomp. Alright. They have a mine and a tower. And they're going to find another land. What land is that? I guess they can technically be said that they draw O Stone, right? That's the thing they need? Yeah, they just get a forest. Ooh, snow-covered forest. And let's see what we've got. See, I think finding O-Stone and cracking O-Stone is the only thing that saves them from this board state, because they can't wipe it with Ugin. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so we're against Green Tron. Again, the beauty of this deck, we're just going to run it right back. We'll see you in game 2. Quick rehydration. Talking into the mic, you know, kind of speaking into the void of my studio here. It really dries you out. I don't know how many of you do content creation. I know a few people in my local Magic scene do like podcasts and things. And speaking in a clear tone into a microphone, you get parched, man. We got these water bottles at Costco that have been an absolute lifesaver. Don't forget to drink your water every day. Very important. Don't overdrink water. You can poison yourself with water. And that's no fun. I believe one of the symptoms, and it's my favorite symptom to read on any sort of diagnosis, is a feeling of impending doom. Because you're basically drowning by drinking. Urban Anathema has come back. This hand does stone nothing. We're going to be mulliganing. Urban Anathema is keeping. We're in a much better way here. We're going to bottom that relic. Right, because our turn 3 comes with Tron. They have a sphere. That's fine. Oh, turn that on so I don't have to keep clacking my keyboard. Thanks, Thoughtseize Bug. I put that relic on the bottom, right? Yeah. Perfect. So let's see if our opponent's gonna turn 3 Tron Karn us. No. Nature's Claim. No other land. Alright. Well, let's start putting the boots to him. Ooh, that was a dicey keep from my opponent. I think they wanted to draw a land off that Chrome Sphere, right? Surgical Maps? Sure, dog. You got it. You absolutely got it. We can't set up Tron very easily now. I mean, we could just draw a tower. They have a Sanctum. No green sources yet, though. Well, let's see what we're working with. I could play the Eldrazi Mimic first to try to get... They have a Karn Liberated. They have 2 Ancient Stirrings. They have an Urza's Mine. They're pretty far off of Tron. Do I just take the Stirrings? Ooh, We can't cast the Stirrings. I'm just going to take Karn. Karn is inevitable. You know, they will eventually, I mean, they might not eventually, because we're going to be pummeling them, get to 7 lands. Okay, see, they have a power plant. We made the right call. I just want to cycle that because it doesn't make a huge difference. All this dust doesn't look very good. You know, our opponent's sitting on mono green spells. We're putting them to 8. We have lethal on board. They have to have some sort of action right here, right now. There's the mine we knew about. What do they have? Well, let's find out. Nothing. Cool. We're 2-0 with Creator Eldrazi, facing off against a more traditional Tron deck. Let's go ahead and go to match 3. Alright, queuing up match 3 with Creator Eldrazi. Again, it's a deck that Connor and I, Connor being one of my co-hosts on Commander Carnage, have kind of workshopped. Using some of the new War of the Spark cards. Karn the Great Creator is very good. The boat's still kind of out on Ugin the Ineffable. When you get Ugin on the board and you're able to start doing things with him, he's absolutely fantastic. The thing is, he is awkward at 6 mana. He doesn't allow you to do a whole lot after you drop him. Like, you can achieve Tron, play Ugin, play either a Matter Reshaper or an Eternal Scourge, but it's not as impactful as the other Planeswalkers. Our first sort of run of the deck was playing an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, and since you're not just finding Tron as quickly as possible most games, you know, you're playing more of a mid-rangey strategy, he was just impossible to cast. So we cut him for the All Is Dust, or against Marmota Store. This is a trophy leader. Oh yeah, this is great. We have some interaction. We have Double Thought Knot. We have Tron. I think Marmota Store is the trophy leader in the league right now. So we're going to hope that things go well for us here. They're deciding whether they want a mulligan. We didn't have to decide. Our hand is perfect. They have not mulliganed. Alright, let's show them we're on Tron. Right, we're not as powerful Tron. Okay, Swift Spear. Sure. I wonder if they're on Mono Red Phoenix. Entirely possible. We're soon going to find out, I imagine. I don't want to rattle off this dismember. Nope, just regular old burn. We're just going to crack this in response. We're going to get ourselves an Urza's Mine and see what our opponent exiles. Oh no, that's a skewer, not a what you call it. Gut shot. Okay. I kind of wish I had kept up mana now for this, whatchamacallit? So. We're going to have to tap all our lands anyway. Let's see what we got. Lightning Bolt, Lava Spike, Arclight Phoenix. So we take the Bolt. We play a Relic. I don't need a card now. I really can't use this. That's a Lava Spike. We're at 5. They've drawn a land. So we get to rip this Phoenix out of their hand. We're going to just draw a card now. Another Power Plant. Ugin. I think it's more important to rip the Phoenix out of their hand because it has the highest probability of just killing us. And let's start swinging in against Mono Red Phoenix. So next turn we get to go. Oh, we could have gone Ugin because he discounts our spells. Well, we'll chalk that up to the punt counter. Destroy that. We'll play a free expedition map. We'll attack with a Thought-Knot Seer. Faithless Looting. Dump the Phoenix. There's a Swift Spear. Well, we're gonna... Okay, we don't even need to get the Blast Zone. Whew. Mono Red Phoenix, eh? Okay, this is probably going to be a tough matchup. The red aggressive decks are traditionally difficult for Tron. And they're very likely to have Blood Moon, which does shut off a lot of our meaningful plays because we do need colorless mana. So we actually really want to have a Wastes around if we can. I'm out of store figuring out whether they want to play first or not. Now, I've already learned the value of video editing, making these League videos. There's a lot of dead air. We have a Wastes. We have plays on curve. I think I'm going to keep it for Blood Moon insurance, honestly. Because I guarantee that's the planet they're on. Soulscar Mage. Sure. I don't want to show them the Wastes either if I can help it. They've got a big old stop in our upkeep. We've drawn a Mutavault. Like, we just want to curve out playing dudes, deploy blockers. Okay, there's a Swift Spear and a Faithless Looting. Let's see. So we're going to take 4. Next turn we get to deploy an Eldrazi Mimic. Probably off the back of this Mutavault. They have discarded a Light Up the Stage and a Mountain. So no Phoenixes yet, and they're down to 3 cards in hand. Let's see. We've drawn another Eternal Scourge. So let's set out a little blocker. We're definitely going to block something if this lives. There's a Manamorphose. Yeah, we're certainly going to block something. They have a 3rd land. 3 mana Blood Moon. Guarantee this is a Blood Moon. No. Skewer on my Mimic. Okay, we're not mooned out yet. We are at 10. Opponent accidentally passing to combat. It's probably not where they want to be. So what's our hope? If we draw land, we can deploy Karn. It's a full fat light up the stage for a Swift Spear and a Skewer. Okay. So, do we deploy a second Matter Reshaper? Or do we deploy Karn and hit a Batter Skull? I don't want them to hit me because I don't want them to be able to skewer me. Let's deploy a second Matter Reshaper. Next turn we can deploy Karn. Our hope is still to get a land somewhere amongst these. Opponent has 4 lands. There's the Swift Spear. 3 mana. Are they just full fat skewering us? No, they're skewering a Matter Reshaper. Okay. Battlefield. I'm going to block the Soulscar Mage. Take 4. That's a Dismember. Well, we have to cast this. We're going to cast Karn. We're going to grab our Wormcoil Engine because we can cast it now, provided we're not dead. That's a whole lot of hoping. Our opponent has 3 cards in hand. We need to make it through. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Right, we go to 2. Everything is suddenly fine. I hope anyway. So, how much mana do I need for this Ballista? That's 2. I'm still very much hoping that they don't have a burn spell. If they have a burn spell, we are dead. Otherwise, we are okay. There it is. Okay. We're pretty close to stabilizing there. I needed to get the Ballista. I couldn't have gotten Witchbane Orb to keep that lightning bolt off of our face. We definitely want to play. This hand does nothing. Oh, this hand is so bad. But I definitely don't want to go to 5. Opponent heavily considering their hand. What do we do? Let's keep, if there's any land on top, we're okay. Perfect card on top. Blast zone's pretty good. Lets us clear out all their little dudes. Like this one. Okay, there's our temple. We are just gonna grab another Eldrazi temple so we can put down this reality smasher. Eldrazi temple. So we're gonna take another one. And they're gonna light up? Or do they have post-combat skewer? Light up. Sure. Bedlam Reveler Mountain. That's pretty good for us. Awkward that we can't... I don't feel like squishing yet. Right, we are on the back foot until we're not against this deck, so there's an Anamorphose. Drawing any land on our turn will be incredible because we get to wipe these guys. There's a Lava Spike. Skewer. Man. Well, that's our hope. Nope. Alright. Well, that's our first loss against an absolutely busted start from our Mono Red Phoenix opponent there. But let's not be discouraged. We'll see you in match 4. Alright, coming in for match number 4. Creator Eldrazi. So far, the league's going pretty well. We just lost to Mono Red. Very tight game, game 2. Very not tight game, game 3. Our opponent had a million burn spells. And we did not draw the land to crack off our blast zone. Maybe a Multi 5 would have been correct, but it just feels so bad. Hello, the Revenger. What do we got? We got Tron. We got Thought-Knots. We got an All Is Dust. This looks pretty good. Let's just signal what we're on right away. I don't know if me drinking from my water bottle comes through on the mic. I hope not. And now I feel like it needs to stay there. If it does, I can't cut it out. Oh. Hello, fellow Tron player. This All Is Dust looks pretty bad now. They did not have a map or anything turn 1. It's nice that we can go like Thought-Knot Eternal Scourge on the same turn. Okay, they are Green Tron. This is a Sylvan Scrying. We're going to go ahead and find our mine and then let our opponent go and find one of the pieces that they need. It's a good power plant art. Alright. Let's see what we're up against. Thought not see a reveal to me. A Walking Ballista, an Oblivion Stone. They have Tron available. Right, it's going to take them a couple of turns to get there. Let's just take the stone. I think we take the stone because now we get to be on the attack. We also are going to be able to deploy, what's this, a 9/9 Endless one. We're going to hit them for 8 on their turn. They're going to stir. We hit them for 7, rather, on their turn. Probably deploy this as a 7/7 maybe, just so I can cycle this relic. I'm not sure. That feels correct to me. Because it doesn't change our clock at all unless they do find something that blows up our entire world. They are stuck on whether they want to cast this Stirrings, though. They could be experiencing internet troubles. The last league we did with Dredge, we had an opponent, our round 4 opponent actually. Their internet crapped out and they managed to get back like just before the cutoff. So we're probably going to take a cut here and we'll come back when our opponent has done something. Okay. Our opponent has cast their Ancient Stirrings. And has found a chromatic star. I am entirely okay with that. So, they played the power plant. They're probably going to play this star. No, they revealed to us that they had a chromatic sphere. So we know exactly what's in their hand now. We've drawn a matter reshaper. Let's go attacking. We're going to play a 4/4 endless one. And we're going to cycle this Relic of Progenitus. Reality Smasher is fantastic. So our opponent can go Tron here. They can play a 4/4 Ballista, which is probably their best bet. They have to play their mine here. Okay, there's the mine. This Reality Smasher is such a good draw. They can't Sanctum of Ugin and cast this Walking Ballista this turn. And they're currently staring down 14 damage, so they have to commit something. They're going to try to draw. Oh, I suppose those are free, right? Draw some cards, try to find a Karn or something. Here's 8 mana. And is this just a Ballista on 4? That's what I'm anticipating, because we know that that's in their hand. Something like an Ugin doesn't do it. They are spending all the mana. Okay, there's their Ballista on 4. So they get to block, kill. They're still going to take 11. They're going to be at 2. We are going to cycle this Relic right now, because we could draw Dismember, at which point we win. No, we've drawn a map. That's okay. So our opponent blocks the Endless one and shoots down the Thought-Knot Seer, I'm sure. They're trying to figure out, I think that's the only way that they live, right? That's the best way. So it draws them a card. So they still go to 2. I haven't played a land this turn. Oh, but it doesn't matter, I won't have enough mana. I suppose they can actually hit the Eternal Scourge and hit the Matter Reshaper. That takes more damage off. Nope, they're just going to go for the Thought Knot. Sure. Yep. This is the play that we anticipated. So they get to draw a card. They're going to go to 2. We're just going to play this map. And our opponent has to stop us this turn, basically. Oblivion Stone is kind of the hit. I think that's what they need. I don't think they have anything else that will cause... Another Ballista is actually pretty good, but I don't think it saves them. Because they can only block one thing, they'll only have the mana to... Okay, they're digging. Let's see what they find. So now we're effectively at 0 cards in hand because All Is Dust does in fact nothing. So we're going to look at the top 5. They now... Okay, there's another Urza's Tower. They have 6, 8, 9 mana. They're digging for something. Worm Coil, actually. Saves them, I believe. If they happen to find it. Do we have another Ancient Stirrings? So they've used 1. Oh. Hello, Karn. So they have 4 mana to do something. Because they played their land for turn. I think maybe they're looking to see if they have any way to live in their sideboard. Nope. Okay, there we go. We are up a game against traditional green Tron. I think this is the second green Tron deck that we fought in this league. We're going to move on into game 2. No changes, as always, because this deck is... I want to say it's perfect, but it has its flaws. Again, it doesn't move as fast as traditional Tron, and it's not playing on the same angle as previous versions of Eldrazi Tron, where you're playing 4 Chalice of the Void main deck, and you're gunning for like the turn 1 Chalice on 1, and then allowing yourself to build up. And it's possible that that's the better version of the deck, but being able to toolbox with your sideboard is so much fun. It leads to a lot of interesting game moments as well. This hand's horrible. There's no way we can keep that. I guess we're going to keep that. We're going to keep the land on top. It's going to be a very slow start for us. And that could be very bad. But we get to cycle off this relic. Right, we could draw an Eldrazi Temple and speed things up. We do have Karn, which is nice. We get to put them off of artifacts. They have... Okay, so they're going to have turn 3 Tron. And we need to figure out what... Oh, no. Just a Ballista on 1. Okay. I should have rattled that off first, actually. Whatever, I'm just going to do it now. Draw a card. It doesn't change. We'll play another relic, though. Doesn't change how quickly we get to Thought Knot. Now, they may also just have Tron in hand, but they probably would have held the Ballista. Right? They do not have Tron. They are going to have Tron next turn, and we thankfully get to take a look at what they're going to get with Tron. Yeah, they're going to keep up some interaction, I guess. Smack me. Hit me harder. Alright. This Eldrazi temple was a very nice draw. Another mine, awkwardly. But at least we get to see what 4 cards our opponent has left in hand. We get to take the best one. Next turn. Oh, God. Double Karn Walking Ballista Worm Coil Engine? Jeez. Okay, no, this is okay for now. Right, if they play Karn and they exile our Thought Knot, we at least get to kill it with Reality Smasher. And then we get to figure out what the heck we do from there. They didn't crack their map on our turn. What is the meaning of this? What? They're just going to play a Ballista. And another map. Okay. Our best draw right now is Thought Knot Seer. Dismember is not bad. So, let's exile target permanent, huh? Oh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We play Karn. And we get Spyglass. That's what we do for now. We play Karn, we get Sorcerer Spyglass. They can kill Karn with their ballistas if they want to. And they can exile our Thought Knot Seer with their Karn. We do this as bait. Oh, they can't kill it. Ho ho ho. Right, because those are artifacts. So we want Sorceress Spyglass. We will not attack. So now our opponent is limited to a fair amount of mana. But here comes a Karn. I say a fair amount of mana. 7 mana is still a lot. They might use the Karn to kill our Karn. Okay. Exile. Sure, because now they can use the ballistas to kill our Karn. And we're going to use... Oh, there's an Oblivion Stone. Sure. We're going to use our Reality Smasher to kill their Karn. They still have a Worm Coil Engine, which is a problem. Mutavault. 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack Karn liberated. We cannot let that exist for any longer. Oh, this is an intense game too. Our opponent only has 12 minutes left on their clock. They're going to crack their map to go find... what? Sanctum. Sure. Wormcoil, thankfully... I shouldn't have clicked that out. Wormcoil, thankfully, does not trigger Sanctum. There's Wormcoil. The question is, do they shoot me for 3 and then crack O-Stone? They had a counter. Yep, that's fine. We will take the damage. We want to cycle this end of turn. Oh my god, we found all of our mines. And what on earth do they name? Ghost Quarter. Okay, that's not an unreasonable card for us to have. Spyglass, we want to shut off Walking Ballista. Want to play a third, or is this mine? And I don't want to do anything. I do not want to do anything this turn. Anything anymore. Oh, man. Okay. Here comes the crack. Put a fate counter on Spyglass. Okay. Sure. I was going to send with Wormcoil. Mutavault becomes a creature. Dismember. We still lose our Mutavault, but they lose a super scary Wormcoil. What are they sandbagging over there? Let's find out, shall we? And so that kind of incentivizes them to crack their O-Stone. Why isn't Ghost Quarter in this deck? I need to find space for Ghost Quarter. Because we're playing 4 maps, right? Like, it's not an unreasonable play at all. Now, oh man. They're gonna crack it. We want them a blast zone. Okay. They can add a bunch of counters to that. Do they send? No. Okay. There's another smasher. We still don't have good attacks because we're very close to dead on the crackback. They're going to start putting fate counters on their permanents. Oh, they messed up. They very much messed up. You gotta click the mana, my dude. Ooh. What do we need to draw? Ugin doesn't do much. It does help us deploy blockers. Okay, we're about to get latticed, I think. I'm almost certain of that. Yeah. Sure. So we have to mount an attack against Karn. Ooh, they must be putting a fate counter on Karn. Putting a fate counter on the Mycosynth Lattice. Sure. Well, we have to attack everybody at Karn Liberated. I mean, Karn the Great Creator. Okay. And part of my strategy now is just running the clock out on my opponent. Okay. Opponent deciding some complicated blocks, but Karn's going to go down. Yeah, we're going to lose a Thought Knot. But now our lands are active again. Opponent has another Urza's Mine. What do they got now? Karn Liberated, which lets them go grab an Ulamog that they can cast. 6, 7. No, they're 1 off. Oh, they're going to be 2 off, actually. But that's an Ulamog that's going to come next turn. This isn't necessarily a strategy I endure, but I am going to make them play it out. Or not endure, it's not a strategy I endorse, but I am going to make them play it out. We'll just play a Matter Reshaper, and we'll pass. Our opponent is now going to get to Ulamog us. Yeah, exile 2 permanents. Go right ahead. Yep. I'm not going to kill the Matter Reshaper. Okay. You gotta make me exile a card from my hand. It's an All Is Dust, that's all I got. And we're gonna pass it back. We have all the clock time. They really don't. Exile my stuff. What'd they hit? A whole lot. I'm just gonna draw a relic. Put that on the battlefield. Do we have another mutable? Nope. Might as well thin out the deck, because we just want to draw a creature to block. That's another blocker. Like I said, we're just going to make them use their time, because that's our best chance of winning the match. They can go exile my Reality Smasher. Yep, there it is. Hit me. This is very BM, but I would like, if at all possible, to win this match. So let's send it back to our opponent. Alright, we would like to play first. We have, I think, a very reasonable hand. We want to start off early pressure. And if we get punished, I mean, we'll still have Tron pretty early. There's a map. I should have played the Mutavault. So our opponent's going to have Tron. Another Urza's Mine. Okay. Oh, shit. Crack this now. Get another temple. So our opponent has turn 3 Tron. And what do they have with it, though? Four mana. Okay, there's that Karn. They're going to find an artifact. And Snaring Bridge. Well, our opponent is going to, in fact, be dead. This is 13 damage. Thank you, Eldrazi Mimic. Thank you, Revenger, for playing. Boom! We are 3-1 now with our Eldrazi deck, our Eldrazi Creator deck. We're going to come into the Ultimate Match number 5 shortly after this little splash screen. No, cut that. 3, 2, 1. We're 3-1 now with Colorless Creator Eldrazi. We're going to come into the Ultimate Match, match number 5, to decide how many treasure chests we get. But overall, the deck has been a success thus far. We'll see you in match 5. Alright, here we are waiting for our final match with Colorless Creator Eldrazi. So far we are 3-1. So we have a winning record for the league. We are facing off against Down with Disease. And let's see what we get for an opener. What card is this? Face the Hydra. This is fine. It's a step away from greatness, so I think we'll keep. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Flip us a tower. On top, a relic. Well, we have a turn 1 play. Now we can at least cycle. Burn is one of our worst matchups. For sure. If we happen to hit Tron, we do have this Karn, which can get us like a Batterskull or a Worm Coil. There's another Urza's Mine. I kind of have to play... Oh, here we go. If I'm going to take the damage, I might as well get some benefit out of this block. And now, like if they attack with both Goblin Guide and Eidolon, we definitely just block Goblin Guide. On their third land, they could have, oh, no Searing Blaze. Is Searing Blaze seeing a lot of play anymore? I don't really know. Another Swift Spear. Our opponent has a lot of stuff to put out. They have suspended a Rift Bolt. What are we going to draw? Thought-Knots here? That's pretty good. We're definitely going to block this Goblin Guide now, because we'll be able to block with Thought-Knot Seer, another Urza's Mine, and hopefully like this will stem the bleeding long enough, get rid of that Helix. So we're gonna take a fair amount of damage, but we don't have to cast any small spells anymore. Yeah, it definitely goes for our face. So we're going to take another 4 this turn at a minimum, which means we need to cast Reality Smasher next turn. Or we're just dead. Okay. Burn lots of mono red. Well, not mono red, I suppose this is red white, but lots of aggressive red decks I've seen around in my testing. We want early game plays, or to go very quickly into a Karn, which then gets us a Batterskull and or Wormcoil Engine. Like, turn 3 Tron and a blocker is kind of our best position. This does stone nothing, so we'll mulligan that. Oh, come on, deck. Wow. Well, the Magic Gods don't want us, unless we just top deck another Tron piece. If we top deck like Tower, ooh, this Goblin Guide. Find us a land, good buddy. Oh, okay, we're not dead yet. There's a Reality Smasher. So we're gonna have Tron on turn 3, which is very good. Is our opponent on 1 land? No. Suspend Riftbolt. Let's just crack this now. Find Urza's Mine. And we are going to draw an Eternal Scourge. That's not bad. So, well, we're spending all of our mana this turn. We have to go ahead and grab Wormcoil Engine. Oh. So our opponent has a Rift Bolt suspended. They can aim that at the Eternal Scourge to exile it, which they might do. They're also likely to maybe aim it at Karn. No, they're going to exile the Eternal Scourge. Okay. That's fine. Like, this Wormcoil is all we care about. So, let's see. What is our opponent going to do? They have suspended another Rift Bolt. The question is, do they let us keep Karn? Probably not. I don't think they can. Right? There's another land. They must just attack Karn. Right? Or bolt Karn or something. Let's see. They're coming at face. So we get to also grab a Batter Skull? Maybe. Like, we don't want to put them on Lattice Lock. That's not where we're going to be. We can then, if they don't kill Karn this turn, we can grab Batter Skull. We have a backup in case they have an exile effect for this Wormcoil Engine. They have attacked me. We're going to draw an Expedition map. That's fine. I will go to 11. Okay. I'm going to grab another card. It is going to be a Batter Skull. We're going to play Wormcoil Engine and Expedition Map. We are going to pass. And see what our opponent has in store for us. They have 3 cards in hand. Like, they could have... There's a 1 on a Hybrid Boros exile target artifact card. Is that what they're on? Skullcrack end of turn. Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't have done that. Like, unless they have me dead to... they might just be trying to have me dead to burn spells. Which they could do. They only need 2. We might just be dead here. There's 1. Okay. Do they have a second? Nothing we could have done. Well, unfortunately, that is the end of the league for us, but we do get a treasure chest and 80 play points out of it. So let's finish this off with a quick little peek inside this treasure chest. And we get an Urabrask and a selective memory and 5 play points. So, I mean, all in all, not bad. Man, there was just nothing that we could do against our burn opponent there. We could have... I guess we could have gotten Spellskite the turn before and tried to set up, but I don't think that was worth it. I don't think that was the correct play. They had to have a lot to make that happen. Okay, so that is the end of our league for this week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Other Coast Games for more high-quality Magic content from Modern Massacre and Commander Carnage, and we'll see you next time.